in the quiet, tree-lined town of Harmony Creek, nothing much ever happened. Life moved at a gentle pace, dictated by the changing seasons. But on a crisp autumn evening in 1998, that predictable peace was shattered, and a shadow fell over the town that lingers to this day. This is the story of Willow Lane and the haunting disappearance of 17-year-old Lily Anderson. Lily was the kind of girl everyone knew and loved. She was a ray of sunshine strata student, captain of the debate team, and a volunteer at the local animal shelter. She had a bright future ahead of her, with acceptance letters from top universities already piling up on her desk. She was responsible, she was reliable, and she was always home on time. Until she wasn't. October 23, 1998, started like any other Friday. Lily went to school, aced a calculus test, and spent her afternoon helping out at the town library. That evening, she told her parents she was going to a small get-together at her best friend Sarah S.'s house, just a few blocks away on Willow Lane. She promised to be home by her 10 p.m. curfew. She kissed her mum goodbye, grabbed her favorite denim jacket, and walked out the door, her cheerful laughter echoing down the hallway. It was the last time her parents would ever see her. When 10 p.m. came and went, Lily's parents, Mark and Carol Anderson, started to worry. It wasn't like Lily to be late without calling. By 10:30, their worry turned to panic. Mark called Sarah's house, but her mother answered, sounding confused. There was no party at their house that night. In fact, Sarah was at home, sick with the flu. She hadn't seen or spoken to Lily all evening. A cold dread washed over the Anderson household. Lily had lied, but why? The police were called, and an investigation began immediately. Harmony Creek's small police force had never handled a case like this. They started by retracing Lily's steps. Her last confirmed sighting was at the library around 5 p.m. The librarian remembered her leaving, smiling and waving goodbye. From there, the trail went cold. No one saw her on her walk towards Willow Lane. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. The first 48 hours were a frantic blur of search parties and desperate pleas. Hundreds of townspeople combed the woods, fields, and abandoned buildings surrounding Harmony Creek. Flyers with Lily's smiling face were plastered on every telephone pole and storefront window. The question on everyone's lips was the same: where was Lily Anderson? The investigation quickly focused on a new piece of information that Sarah, despite her illness, finally revealed. Lily hadn't been going to a party. She had a secret. For the past few months, she had been secretly dating a boy from a neighboring town, a 20-year-old named Jake Miller. Jake had a reputation. He was known for his rebellious streak, his fast car, and his tendency to find trouble. Lily's parents had forbidden her from seeing him, which is why she had been so secretive. Detectives immediately brought Jake in for questioning. He was arrogant and defensive. He admitted to seeing Lily that night. He claimed he picked her up near the library around 5:30 p.m. They went for a drive, he said, and got into an argument. According to Jake, Lily was upset about having to keep their relationship a secret. He said he dropped her off at the entrance to Willow Lane around 8 p.m. He insisted she was perfectly fine when she got out of his car and walked away. He had an alibi for the rest of the night. He was with his friends at a diner, and they all backed his story. But without any other witnesses, it was his word against a void. The police searched Jake's car and found nothing. His alibi, while convenient, seemed to hold up. But Lily's parents were convinced he was involved. The argument he described felt like a motive. Did he get angry? Did he lose control? The police had suspicions, but no evidence. Jake Miller remained the primary person of interest, but he was never charged. As days turned into weeks, the hope of finding Lily alive began to fade. The national media descended on Harmony Creek, turning the town's private tragedy into a public spectacle. Theories swirled. Had she run away? Her parents refused to believe it. She had too much to look forward to. Had she been abducted by a stranger? It was a terrifying possibility, but no ransom note ever came, and no other similar incidents were reported in the area. Then, a month into the investigation, a new lead emerged. A local woman, walking her dog in the dense woods about a mile from Willow Lane, found something glinting in the leaves. It was a silver locket, one that Carol Anderson immediately identified. It was a gift she had given Lily for her 16th birthday, with a tiny picture of their family inside. Lily never took it off. The discovery reignited the search. Police dogs and forensic teams scoured the area for days, but they found nothing else. No footprints, no signs of a struggle, nothing to explain how the locket got there. It was another dead end, a single heartbreaking clue leading nowhere. The years passed. The media left, the search parties stopped, and the yellow ribbons tied around the oak trees in town faded and frayed. But for the Anderson family, time stood still. Every holiday, every birthday was a painful reminder of the empty chair at their table. Mark and Carol never gave up hope, dedicating their lives to finding answers. They established a foundation for missing children in Lily's name, helping other families who were enduring the same nightmare. The town of Harmony Creek was never the same either. The sense of safety was gone, replaced by a lingering unease. Parents held their children a little tighter. The name Willow Lane, once just a quiet residential street, became synonymous with the town's greatest mystery and deepest sorrow. Then, 20 years after Lily disappeared, a breakthrough came from the most unexpected place. In 2018, a man named David Collier, who had been a teenager in Harmony Creek back in 1998, was arrested for an unrelated crime in another state. During his interrogation, facing a long prison sentence, he decided to clear his conscience. He told detectives he had a secret about a girl who went missing from his hometown years ago. David confessed that on the night of October 23, 1998, he and another friend were joyriding when they saw Jake Miller's car parked on a secluded dirt road near the woods. They saw Jake and Lily arguing heatedly outside the vehicle. Fearing trouble, David and his friend drove off. They were scared of Jake and his reputation, so they never told anyone what they saw. His confession shattered Jake Miller's alibi. He hadn't dropped Lily off at Willow Lane at 8 p.m. He had been with her later in a secluded area, and they were fighting. Armed with this new testimony, investigators reopened the case with renewed vigor. They brought Jake Miller, now a 40-year-old man with a family of his own, back in for questioning. His arrogance was gone, replaced by a wary nervousness. Faced with the new witness statement, his story finally crumbled. Jake confessed what really happened that night. His story of the argument was true. Lily wanted to tell her parents about them, but he refused. The fight escalated, and in a moment of rage, he pushed her. Lily stumbled backward, tripped over an exposed tree root, and hit her head on a large rock. The fall was a tragic accident, but it was fatal. Panicked, Jake made a terrible decision. Instead of calling for help, he tried to cover it up. He carried Lily's body deeper into the woods and buried her in a shallow grave, convinced he would be blamed for her death. He then drove to the diner, created his alibi, and lived with his dark secret for 2 decades. He led investigators to the spot in the woods, and after a careful excavation, they found Lily's remains, along with the tattered remnants of her denim jacket. The silver locket must have fallen off as he carried her. After 20 long years, the mystery of the girl who never came home was finally solved. Lily Anderson wasn't a runaway. She wasn't abducted by a stranger. She was the victim of a tragic accident and a terrible choice made in a moment of panic and fear. Jake Miller was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to prison. For Lily's parents, the discovery brought a painful yet necessary closure. They could finally bring their daughter home and lay her to rest. The town of Harmony Creek mourned once more, not just for the bright young life that was lost, but for the innocence that was shattered on that long-ago autumn night on Willow Lane. The shadow had lifted, but the scar would always remain. Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into cases that deserve to be remembered. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.